Day 10, Wednesday, March 26. We're on the move again. We left Mfuwe Lodge before dawn at 5:45 a.m. by coach to Livingstone, Zambia, and arrived in time for rush hour. From Livingstone, we had a 1-hour flight to the capital city, Lusaka, after we were fumigated on the plane. Then boarded another small jet prop for a 90-minute flight to Mfuwe International Airport. Upon arrival to Mfuwe, we boarded shuttles to the Mfuwe Lodge in South Luangwa National Park. It was a hectic day, but it was worth it. We arrived at Mfuwe Lodge in time for lunch. This was the most remote of all the resorts we visited, and we were the only guests. The Mfuwe Lodge is owned and operated by the Bushcamp Company and is the only concessionaire operating within the South Luangwa National Park. The bush camp has no fences. At night we had to be escorted by armed watchmen with spotlights from the main lodge to our cabanas, as well as in the morning before dawn. We learned the lodge is totally self-sustaining and eco-friendly. They locally source their own food from their farms. All of the glassware is made out of recycled wine bottles, and linens are produced locally by craftsmen from the surrounding villages. We all had our own private cabana. It had solid walls, a thatched roof, and screens in the windows, but no glass. The bed was also tented with mosquito netting, and this was the first time that I felt we really needed it. The Bush Company is a non-profit organization that prides itself in its connection to the ecology, conservation, and the community. Our first evening game drive was with an expert guide, Fenwell, and the Bag Group. We found beautiful birds almost immediately. The water hyacinth covered wetland just outside the entrance to the lodge was filled with hippo and a conspicuous variety of bird species. Look at these dragonflies.
I tell you, the sunsets have been absolutely gorgeous.
Haven't missed one yet.
Later, we enjoyed our first sundown happy hour along the banks of the Luangwa River as we watched the dragonflies and the lightning flashes in the distance. As we headed back to the lodge in the dark on our first nighttime game drive, we spotted lots of nocturnal animals. And obviously, elephant and giraffe don't sleep a lot. I used the Starwalk app to document one of my bucket list items, the Southern Cross in the dark sky. I was also awakened that night to a familiar sight on my mosquito netting. Day 11 was our first morning in Luangwa, and I had signed up for the bushwalk option. Ken stayed back at the lodge this morning while I went with a new group, Carol, Dave, Kim, and Craig. We came across a giraffe at first. This species of giraffe are unique to South Luangwa. This is the Thornycroft's giraffe. We then came upon a pride of napping lions. 2 adult males, probably brothers. Several young males, probably their 2 to 3-year-old cubs. A couple of females, one full-grown female, likely the mother of the cubs. She had a radio collar on that was used by researchers and park rangers. But we had to leave the lions to get on to the bushwalk. Alec was our expert guide, and George and Charles were our guards. Walking in the bush requires armed guards and eyes in the back of your head, although by the time we got out to where we were walking, we were across the river outside the national park and miles away from the lions we saw that morning.
If you look around this water wall, you find that there's a lot of different footprints. So the animals that are found in here at some point after feeding, and then they come down and drink from here. So that's why you see there's a lot of different.
These professional guides were as good as all the others we've had. They knew everything from the largest to the smallest animals, the plants, trees, insects, and even the dung. They understood the significance and key roles each organism played in this incredible ecosystem. They even protected the army ants and stopped to let them cross the road. The big surprise later that morning after the bushwalk was the all-you-could-eat bush brunch. The company brought the kitchen and dining room to us, along with Ken. They even set up a bush privy with a view. It was the best breakfast of the trip. Every time we returned to the lodge, we were greeted by the staff handing us cool face cloths to wash off the dust. The spa got some business too. Stephanie and I opted for massages, and the morning wrapped up the final special presentations. The afternoon game drive with the bag group found another 8 bird species. We had a couple more close encounters with the Thornycroft giraffe. We then returned to where we left the sleeping lions that morning. Fenwell encouraged us to wait just another 5 minutes after all the other vehicles had left, because he suspected the lions were about to wake up and we might observe them preparing for the hunt. This resulted in witnessing some authentic lion behavior.
This one is gonna get up. It's a young male. Stretching.
Upon our return late that afternoon, we were treated to a special performance by the Sika Community Theater Troupe.
Hey, hey, hey,
They imitated the bird calls and sounds of the bush and displayed their acrobatic strength to depict a giraffe drinking at the water hole.
That's us.
Yeah. Oh, see that? Yeah. Beautiful.
Hey, stop! Stop! What are those animals?
Oh, kudu. Yeah.
Obviously?
Yeah. Did you take picture?
Yes. See?
Oh, well, it's a nice picture.
Yes, it's a... What are those animals?
Oh, those are impalas.
Yamba kwa uwendo mwana wangu wakuya msanga iyeve ngatuwapaya nyama ngatuwaona kutia uka nishi mwanawe kumunzi ulimaloza.
Thank you the great one.
Koya mwanawe ukapaya.
Thank you the great one.
Sesema wela wamtenga Jehova mwineyo.
Sesema wamtenga Jehova Natibo kali muchondo kali opaya na mabaya na lelo paya. Muchondo paya. Natibo kali muchondo kali opaya na mabaya na lelo paya. Kumezo chote mambo owe kwa mambo hakuna. Mangalila kama mangalila na ngokotita we. Mambo
This was a privileged experience, and we felt honored by their performance. After dinner, we stayed up extra late that night to stargaze and watch fireflies. Karen was able to catch one for a close-up look. Day 12 was our last morning drive. We headed back to the river with hopes of finding what, up to now, had been eluding us. Fanuel was determined to find the predator for which the South Luangwa is famous. Of course, there were more beautiful birds. But then finally, a young male leopard found lounging in the mud. We could hardly believe what we were seeing. But wait, there were two more. It was actually a mother and her two cubs hunting that morning. By now, we calculated that across the 4 southeastern countries of Africa, we had seen 22 unique African mammals, including black rhino, elephant, giraffe, lion and leopard, 4 species of reptile, 2 species of fish, at least 10 insect species, 2 arachnids, and of course, over 64 species of birds. After our morning drive and seeing the leopard, we headed out to get more acquainted with the local area. Fanuel took us to his village just outside the park and explained how the Bushcamp borehole worked for the community. A borehole is the village well and water source. It allows the villagers to access clean, fresh water without having to go to the river and expose themselves to the danger. The tour included the textile demonstration and gift shop of the Tribal Textile Company. They not only design and create the fabrics, but support the local community with education and wildlife conservation programs. They reuse and upcycle all materials. Back at the lodge, we had a relaxing afternoon, and then it was tea time. On our last afternoon game drive, we came upon the remains of a buffalo and caught sight of the majestic water buck along the river. There were more zebra and a single male elephant. We also ran into some drama with the impala rut.
What does this signify? It signifies the rutting season behaviors. where the males in bachelor herds, all these are bachelor herds, they're groupings of males only. Because during the rutting season, male impalas become super territorial.
As we return to the lodge at sundown, do you see what I see? This is the same female leopard we saw in the morning. She seemingly had ditched her playful cubs and was now on a solo hunt for the night. We gathered once again for the last sunset happy hour. Then we returned to the Mfuwe Lodge for our farewell dinner of filet mignon. We shared stories and memories, and our new friend Dave Keys wrote and sang a song to the tune of Piano Man, with a special verse for each of us.
We're having the time of our lives, and a bunch of us went to college at Tufts. In the wilderness we can survive.
No one stayed up late that night, maybe because we had a 5 a.m. wake-up call, or maybe it was the thoughts of the mama leopard on the hunt, so close to the lodge. The next morning, day 13, we departed at 6 a.m. and headed for home via a short 1-hour flight to Lusaka. We had a 6-hour layover at the Sila Resort and Golf Club, then departed for Dubai. We didn't want to miss the one and only flight that night. 21 hours later, we were back in the good old USA with memories to last a lifetime.